Hello, Lego lovers. This is Elle, and this is a Lego Dots parts review. This is the set Secret Boxes, set number 41925, and has about 273 pieces and is about $15 US. And it's interesting to say the least. First up, I want to point out, if you've been following a lot of the Dots videos of mine or anything, it comes with a container that you can put parts in. Now this is more the one from the first wave and not the bigger one. That's the instructions and just kind of customizing type stuff in there. But again, it's a nice additional thing. It does kind of have rounded edges, so it's pretty easy to get parts out of. And yeah, it's just an addition to the set in my opinion. So after getting that out of the way, let's look at this set. So I'm going to do it differently and start from the bottom and work my way up. So first of all, we have a pile of these dark purple 1x1 circular tiles. They're not too special, but just kind of a nice, interesting piece, and you get a ton of them. Then the dots part, or the quarter circles here, you can see we have a lavender, a medium lavender, and as you can see, there's just a ton of these. And then up here we also have quite a bit of dark turquoise or teal color. Not a whole lot, maybe about 10-ish. So that's kind of unfortunate. We have some white, less than 10 of these quarter circle parts. And then here we have quite a bit black quarter circle parts. We have one clip, which isn't too special, but we do have a new part, and I'll show a little bit more on this later. This is basically the locking mechanism part, and as you can see, it's Technic. As far as I can tell, you cannot put an axle all the way through, but I think you can put a bar all the way through, perhaps, at least on this side here. And you can see that we have two axles here, and it's identical on each side. I didn't look at how high it is, but this is one brick next to it. About two studs there. So one in here, interesting part, and like I said, I'll show a little bit more on that later. Otherwise, we have some bricks here, 1x1 white bricks, and the corner white bricks, which are kind of nice to get, not too special. Tiny bit of tiles. We do have some brackets here. We have this one, which I don't think is too common, the 1x1x2 focus please. No, you don't want to focus a little bit maybe on that part? No focusing today? Okay, fine then, be that way. But it's just a nice little bracket, and then we have 3 of these teal brackets, not teal, oh my gosh, tan brackets, the 1x2x2, but 4 stud there. 3 of those, pretty nice part, and this part, which is fallen down, which is kind of exclusive to Dots. We got this in one other set. I think it was the desk organizer, but this is the one where you can slide like a thin piece of paper or maybe card into it, and it holds it pretty firmly, so you can have like a little picture. Maybe you cut out something out of a magazine, and then it kind of holds it in there. Otherwise, you can see it's kind of a standard 1x2 brick in that bright pink color. Haven't found any special uses, but it does kind of add texture. Then tile-wise, we have a little assortment here of love getting square tiles. That's one of my big things. We also have some circular tiles and, of course, dots pieces. In black, we have just a couple different assortment of black tiles. We also have our Technic pin to axle. Just kind of a nice part to get in black, too. Here we have a lot of aqua, at least a lot of aqua dots pieces. I'm happy to see aqua kind of get more of its color out there, kind of that frosty Elsa type color. And then we also have 1x1 circular pieces. And then up here, very nice part that I like because I love this color, we have a whole bunch of 4x4 plates. I guess not a whole bunch, but for its size, we got 5 there. In that dark purple, couple cheese wedges or whatever slope there, one random Technic pin, some blue plates. But now let's get into the more exciting stuff. So we have 3 of these circular eye tiles, basically just black with a little white pupil, you could say, on there. Nice for making little animals. And then to add to that, something that's only been in the Funky Animal bracelet, this cat print, which I think is adorable and awesome and cute, which is pretty fitting for this kind of theme around where they kind of have secret cat boxes or something. And you actually get 5 of those. However, one of mine was like printed awful, or maybe I got a unique cat where it's kind of different colored. I'm going to go with printed awful, but we'll also call it a unique cat. I don't know what's been going on lately with Lego, but their printing has been a little off kilter. So let's look at some of the weirder pieces now. So this is the key, which is new this wave, and it has a couple of different uses. First of all, as far as I can tell, the upper heart part doesn't have any connection points as far as I can tell. However, this part in the middle here is a bar. So you can clip things to it as such, and you can spin it all around as you so choose. And then the bottom part here is like the what is it called, crowbar type part, and you can actually use it to get tiles off because of the angle. And I think that's kind of one of the little main themes here, because with dots you get a lot of tiles, so having a little device that can help get them up, besides putting a crowbar in there or a brick separator, because you don't necessarily need a full-on brick separator, and you get 2 of these in here. Now the other thing is, this down here, the kind of key part, is effectively an axle. So as you see, it goes into here, and it can hold pretty firmly. There's a little give. I guess technically if you wanted to put one on each side, you could do so, like such. And it's used to open up the next part. So I'll set these aside because I can use that if I can remember all the parts that were involved, and maybe I can quickly rebuild it. This part is insane. Now, this is similar in concept to, we'll say, our play cubes, the storybooks, and other things in that vein. However, this one is very different for a couple of reasons. One, they're effectively identical. There's no printing whatsoever. As you can see, I think they're about 2 bricks high-ish, a little bit depending on how you have the this Technic joint. These are Technic joints, and for making a container, you just pop them in like that, put your 2 Technic joints each there, just like the storybooks effectively, except you don't have that extra part in there. However, there's a lot different going on here. So as you can see, we have complete studded sides here. Now these kind of have some holes in there, but otherwise it's all completely studded. The other additional thing is when you connect these with Technic pins, you can actually lay them perfectly flat and they will perfectly connect with parts. So as an example, like that. So very nice that you can use that. Now it is a bit finicky, as you can see, because you have these parts sticking up, and I'm not exactly sure on how this is. Now I did experiment a lot with this, so this video will go a little bit longer, but I figure people will kind of want to know about this. So as you can see, it does kind of work like that, so you could additionally place it in places, but there's not really a lot of clutch underneath it. But let's look inside now. So like I said, these are identical. Now we have this little area which is effectively the locking mechanism. So this is a technical. We have 2 studs there, and there's a little gap there. That's for your locking mechanism. Then we also have some studs here, here, and down here. So it gives you the option to put some stuff in here, although it's not as perfect as the other side. And then the other one, as you can see, is identical. And if I remember correctly, the quick mechanism here, and I will do a review of it at some point, pop that together. And I believe they had this here, not sure. And we'll pop that off there. And I can actually do this without even having the Technic pins in there. So as you can kind of see-ish, there's a Technic hole there. It's hard to see all the way through. You can see the Technic there. And then, as you can see, I can open it. You take the key. Hopefully I did this right. Turn it. Pull it out. And it effectively is locked. Now, one thing I didn't play around with is if you could use an axle to get that out. I would assume you could use an axle to get it out. I did try a bar, and the bar didn't really work. And then just to open it up, you just take the key, turn it the other way, pull it out, and it opens up. So effectively, the mechanism for locking is that. Very simple, very interesting. This piece is clearly designed for this functionality. However, I would also like to point out with the new line, depending on when you're watching this, the video, I don't know, video, however it's pronounced, the new sign with the universal partnership with Lego. But I would like to point out this could make an interesting little container and then fold out and be like a stage that you could have figures on. I think the fact that this is a completely flat surface adds to the versatility of this. And with the Technic here, I mean, I could see tons of uses for this. I mean, this could be the side of like a big spaceship. You could have different angles, this, you know, and then these would easily be able to like flap up so you could get into it. Cargo containers, you could kind of bulk it out. I haven't played around a whole lot with it, but to me, this is a very interesting and useful part, and I feel it's more useful than the storybook parts and the play cube parts. So we might be seeing this more in the future, perhaps in other lines, maybe, not 100% sure. I'm really thinking that whatever the video thing is, we might see it in that, but so that's it for this parts review. This one was kind of not interesting and kind of interesting. There's a couple interesting parts in here, those being the main ones. And then obviously there's a lot of dots pieces. So a little mixed on this one right off the bat, but usually the dots parts are always a good value. However, with the more dots sets that I'm buying, to me, for me, their value, or some of them, their value is going down because how many of these parts do I need personally? And that's not like pretty much if I get one set of dots that has this quantity of some of these, I don't need it anymore. So yeah, they have diminishing returns, I feel. Now there's some sets that have less of these kind of small dots pieces and some that have more, some that have different parts, but overall this one's okay, I will say, because a lot of these are not too special to me. Especially you get a lot if you get one set. Personally, maybe this is your first dot set and you like these colors and this is great. I do love the colors of this wave, but I've been talking a lot on this set. Those are awesome and interesting pieces. I'll be excited to see if they use those in the future. Like I said, they're better than the storybook pieces. They're smaller, but more versatile in my opinion. So thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you got some information or just enjoyed listening to me talk. Maybe you fell asleep to my video, which would be interesting. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you'll check out some of my next videos.